Hi, my name is Tia Rice, and I'm from Granbury. I'm deaf. I was born deaf. I was born 6 weeks early. I was given some medication that made me deaf, and since then I've been quite dependent on interpreters to help me communicate and to help advocate for me. Well, in middle school and in some of high school also, I was really made fun of. But, you know, I'm able to ignore it sometimes, and I can stand up for myself and just tell them that I'm proud to be deaf. Sorry, I'm nervous.
You're doing fine.
So I'm talking today about SB 6 bill about public education. I really need more interpreters, and the state of Texas needs more interpreters. There are not enough of them. There are a lot of deaf people in the state of Texas, but not enough interpreters to service them. I was in my class a few times, and I was not able to get an interpreter because there was another deaf girl who needed the interpreter more than I did, and so I let her have the interpreter, and I had to go to my class without an interpreter. And so I'm asking you all here to approve a program to help interpreters learn how to sign, how to improve their sign skills, and to be better interpreters so that they could pass their interpreter's exam, which is really hard for them. So the state of Texas needs to be able to hire more interpreters for us, and thank you so much for listening.
Okay. Tia, do you have terrible all the time when you're in school, or half the time?
Could you repeat that?
Huh?
Could you repeat that?
Sure. How many, how long you have, start again, sorry. I'm nervous too. You should sit where you guys have, not here. But, do you have interpreters all through school or part of the time?
I should have interpreters all the time, but sometimes there's not enough of them for all of the students, all of the deaf students. In my high school, we have 5 deaf students and 4 interpreters. And so sometimes, like there's this guy from the middle school who's deaf also, who comes to the high school for his English and reading classes. He's learning English. And so, but sometimes the interpreters have to go with the other students, or some interpreters may be out sick, or they have something else, you know, that they need to do and can't be with all the students.
I have a question. So what do you do when you don't have an interpreter in class? How do you cope? How do you stay up with the class?
Well, sometimes the teacher will come sit next to me, and we can kind of write back and forth. And when the teacher's talking, they have to stop after every kind of concept to make sure I'm understanding. But that's kind of a waste of class time. I mean, for her, I mean, I love to learn. I love history and English.
I have a question. When you're not in class and you're in the halls or at lunch, I imagine you're never given an interpreter for those social times. And so you're limited to the exact amount of kids in school who sign, which is the 5 of y'all, correct?
Right. I have been teaching a lot of kids sign language. Probably 70 of the students know at least a little bit of sign language that I've taught them, and maybe 20 of the students have become kind of fluent in sign language. And so I've been teaching them. My friends help me teach them my language.
Good.
I just want to say I don't really have a question. I think you've done a very good job. I know you say you're nervous being up here, and I know it's nervous for everybody, but I think you do a very good job of advocating for your cause, and I think your interpreters have done a very good job today also, so I think we should give them a round of applause before we
One more question. Oh.
Can I leave now?
One more quick question. How many high school kids in your high school?
What's the population is what you're asking of the high
Yes.
school?
I want to say 1,000 or more, but I'm not sure. Because my class, the class of 2010, at the school I was at last semester, is the biggest class of the whole school. The senior class is the biggest class, so I don't know exactly how many.
Thank you for coming and testifying. I have a question. When you go to college, what are your options for getting an interpreter? Are you then on your own, or do universities usually provide interpreters?
I'm planning on going to a deaf college in Washington, D.C. I'm really excited about that. I'm learning how to hire an interpreter on my own so that I will have an interpreter if I need to for my doctor's appointments or having to pay bills or, whatever I need.
And how would you pay for that?
I don't know. Cash, I guess.
I believe DARS will pay for it for any technology she needs while in college.
Yes, that's correct. DARS is going to pay for my college education, and I'm going to get a job, see if I can get a job as a waitress. I heard that you get a lot of tips.
Any more questions? Thank you very much for testifying today. It's very enlightening. And next after that, Norma Dwyer, is that?
Aguirre.
Aguirre?